the spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 to a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, man, the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other thought owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues that blow off your under rules, send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. What up? It's your boy, Jada King Hefner, and the beautiful Caddy Son. Got my girl, Himaware, in the background. Welcome back for another show. And like they say, out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE. It really don't matter which one it be. Yeah. Man, glad to be back, guys. Glad to be back. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time zone you're in, we're happy you're here. And the title of today's show is Flip the Switch, baby. The Dog King Power Hour. You know what I'm saying? Flip the switch. And that's what it's time to do. But first of all, we want to say God bless everybody that's watching, tuning in all around the world, whatever time zone you in. If you're looking at it live right now, much blessings to you for sure. And if you check it out later, guess what? We appreciate that as well. If you look at it a little bit and have to come back and catch up, we appreciate that as well. But the title of today's show is Flip the Switch. Flip the switch. And it's not some big overlying thing. It answers a couple of questions. It addresses 2 different issues. One is, hey, flip the switch in your life, baby. Go forward, whatever it is, on your heart. That's a byproduct of what I really want to say, but I do want to say that, sometimes you got to flip the switch, man, and don't listen to anybody around you. Flip the switch, go for what you love. But in terms of the show, flip the switch for me is, I always tell people, hey, man, if you ever want to contribute to the show or whatever, do a super chat, super sticker, super thanks. Things of that nature. Then I tell you, of course, you can donate on About, on PayPal or Cash App if you want to go that route. That way I get all of the donation. And then you can also donate on my Biking for Companion dollar link that's in the description of every video. But flip the switch for me means that I had been noticing that nobody had donated to the show in a while. But, I'm not going to beat anybody up over it or whatever. But, that is the lifeblood of the show. I mean, even more than videos, the lifeblood of the show is the live streams, because everybody knows, man, this isn't a gigantic channel right now. Just right now. So, my views aren't out the roof. So mainly the support I really get are from live streams and people, donating or whatever. So I always say, hey, man, if you ever want to donate, super chat, super thanks, blah, blah, blah. And my mom had hit me up one day. She said, hey, I was going to donate to you, but it didn't let me. And I said, man, I don't know what's going on. Because when I got my monetization back, when it came back up and running about a month ago, I said it seemed like it should have been, available for you to do. And I started thinking like, man, maybe that's the problem that everybody else is having, whatever problem she was going through. And I didn't realize that when I first, went monetized on my channel, that you have to actually turn that option on for your live stream. So although I was reaching out to you guys saying, hey, you can donate on my super chat and super sticker, it wasn't turned on. So that means people that were trying to donate over the last 3 weeks or a month weren't able to. And like I said, this is one of those things where, especially since I'm depending on whatever people donate to keep the show going, this is one of those things that I promise you, the past me would have been so frustrated, beating myself, man. You need support to keep your show going. Man, you messed up for a whole month. What are you thinking? You messed up. And I'd be beating myself up over it and stuff, because a lot of us do that in life. But I was actually telling somebody else this today. I was like, man, God has grown me in things. I understand not to beat yourself up over past mistakes. What can you do about it? It's in the past. Leave it alone. Guess what? I forgot it. No, I don't love that. But guess what? I'm not going to focus on it or it'll get you upset. I know that, hey, everything is a part of God's plan. So I'm going to keep on going. But for the purposes of today's show, if you ever do want to do a super chat, super thanks, or super sticker, and the super thanks is for individual videos, it is now officially that part of the monetization is back open. So I'm happy about that. And the other part of Flip the Switch is, which all of us need to always do and not be scared to do, is flip the switch in your life. When something ain't working, look, either flip it off and get ready to flip on your new life, or guess what? If things are going okay, but you just want to take another step up in your life, guess what? Turn that switch on. It may have been laying off dormant because you've been doing okay. But guess what? You want to take another level up. You got to turn that switch back on, baby. Dream for a new dream. So with all that said, I'm going to check in with my comments right quick. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a compact power hour. Like I told you, I have a mix of live streams and videos now, a lot more than recently. I mean, a lot more than in the past. So I haven't had an influx of comments on every single thing because some of it is live stream and you don't get as many comments. So it's going to be a more streamlined show. I've said that before, and it ended up being a little longer than we thought. But from today's agenda, it is not a whole bunch. So the first thing I got to say is hello to Ataya Barclay. Ataya, she said, great timing, just got home. Hey, I may not always be on time, but I'm always right on time. Me and the girls always right on time, Ataya. Hey, so glad to have you here for sure. I'm looking. This is your second victory, Ataya, for the raffle. And like I told everybody, I'm going to have a raffle one day when I come into a little bit more than enough where I can, just show my love to viewers and things of that nature and be able to like give back $1 a year. I would love to be able to do that. And that's no laughing matter, because no matter what level of dollar it is, whether it's beginning, medium, or upper level dollar, and I would never know which one I'd be giving out, but it's definitely these dollars aren't cheap, so that would be something great to start off your journey. So Ataya definitely got a win, which is her second one. And I just say anybody that gets here first on the live stream of the Dog King Power Hour, I put their name down in the book for the raffle. Like I said, because I think that's what I'm going to do. Because right now, I'm just going to give you an example. My guy MGTOW has 12 victories. and the next closest person has like 3 victories, where they got here first. And it's about a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now it's a list of 16 people. So, all those people have a mixture of three wins, 2 wins, and 1 win. And right now, of course, if I just went by the numbers, I just have to give MGTOW the victory, but that's not as exciting. What's exciting is for everybody to have a chance, so it's cool for him to have the most chances. And then I pick out of that group and see who comes up the victor, and then I talk to the victor and find out, exactly what they want to do as far as do they even want a dog? Because some people don't want a dog. They may want an accessory or something, which that's something I actually need to talk about in the future too, accessories. So Talia Barkley says, great timing, just got home. Dog King Army team member. Got to give her shout out. Power Brain says, hey, how are you doing, Jay? I'm doing good, Power Brain. Great to see you. Talia spoke to Power Brain. Power Brain spoke to Talia. And she said, doing fan-doodly-tastic. She said, always happy to signal boost you, Jay. She said, that's silly that YouTube makes you enable that stuff yourself. It should be automatic. Right. I mean, I can't lie. That's just a way to basically, hey, they're hoping somebody will forget it like I did, in a way, probably hoping. But not in a way, though. They should have it on automatically because they actually get some of it. So it wouldn't really benefit them to trick me not to do it. So I will change on that. But, I ain't going to beat myself up over it or worry about it. It's just something that happened, where I forgot to turn that on. And like I say, I'm not beating myself up over it because it's something you do when you first, if you ever, do a YouTube channel, when you first go monetize, you have to turn that on. Well, I haven't thought about that in almost a year now. So when I had that little outside problem with my channel, which it had nothing to do with me, it was something on the outside that messed with my channel. It stopped my monetization for about a month. And so when it came back on, all the options that I had turned on, I wasn't even thinking about it, honestly. I was just thinking about getting back up and running and doing my shows with you guys. And 3 weeks down the line, it was sort of funny to me. I was like, man, normally some of my great viewers would have, just contributed just something, right? But I said, man, something must be off. And when my mom said that, I ended up looking and said, oh my goodness, I didn't even have, I didn't even give you guys the ability to help me. But once again, we ain't gonna beat a dead horse. I'm gonna do just like I told you guys. Hey, time to flip the switch, baby. I might have forgot, but guess what? It's back on now. Hey, you might have forgot something in life. You might be on a job you don't like. You might be dating somebody you don't want. I mean, that you done grew out of. Hey, you might have a health issue that's bothering you. Whatever it is, wake up this morning, flip the switch. Let's keep going, baby. It's gonna be okay. God in control. R-Star said, what up, J-Dog? What up, R-Star? Good to see you, man. Sheila Bell in the house. Another Dog King Army team member. MGTOW. Yo, man. What up, MGTOW? Good to see you. Good to see all you guys. So, we got the main gist of the show out of the way about Flip the Switch. Mouth was getting a little dry there. So, yeah, man. Had a damn good show yesterday. That was a really, really fun show. That Real Dog Robotics show. That was super duper fun. I'm just speaking about that because, of course, there was a like 3-hour live stream. I didn't really see any comments on that right now, so I just wanted to say something about that right now. That was a fun show. Super duper. Even though, like I say, Real Dog's AI is already out, it was still good to sort of jump into the mind of the creator, Matt McMullen, over there at Real Dog. So everybody that joined that stream last night, I appreciate you for showing up. That was a lot of fun for me to do. And like I said, I heard from people like Power Brain said that he had a good time. So that was great to know that people were having a good time. The nice wife says, "Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard that Miss Brittany had a boyfriend, it kind of stung a little bit." Man, no, 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 no. Don't let it do you like that. I understand how, man, uh, you could probably have a crush on some of these girls and stuff. But you can't let it take. You can't. I mean, and the truth is, like you said, you can look at these. You can look at these people and you could truly be feeling these connections with them, but you can't let it go so far to where you get caught up into it too much, because the truth is the chances of anybody even just meeting one of these people in a serious setting is very unlikely unless you just live in that city, where this person is. And even then, here I live in the same city with people I know that I haven't seen in years. So just the chance of you even running across people that you see is slim to none. And even if you do, once again, it's this whole thing. You have to be their type, and the vibe has to be right, and it can't be weird, and blah blah. It's just a lot of things that has to be right. So, when you're enjoying people and things of that nature, I just say just enjoy them, but just try not to let your emotions get too caught up to where you're, really trying to go with them and stuff. Hey, if it happens one day, it happens, but just don't get caught up into it too much. Now, if you're just meaning it totally lighthearted, then I can understand what you mean. You might be like, well, I don't really have a crush on her, but I do like her. But I know I'm not going to be trying to go with her or anything. But it just hurts a little bit to hear she got a boyfriend. If you're just saying that, okay, I understand what you mean. Because even me, I mean, I don't have a crush on any of these girls, but hell, uh, look, I don't love that Anna got a boyfriend, even though, like I just told you, I'm not finna date her. I'm not finna have a chance to talk to her. And like I say, I'm not even trying to talk to her. I'm in my life with the dogs. You know, uh, but as a man, we don't never love for women, and this is what I was trying to tell. I'm glad you even said that though. As a man, when you do, just sort of are attracted to a woman, you just never love to hear the fact that they got a boyfriend or they might be having sex. Or, you don't never, even though it's not affecting your life, you don't love to hear that. And that's what I was trying to tell Brittany and Anna and all them. I'm like, hey, I ain't telling you to not date, have sex, all that stuff. I say, but for your fan base, it's best if you keep most of it private. Like, it's cool for people to know, okay, that Anna has a boyfriend, but the thing is, don't keep reminding them. It's cool to know for people, for people to have found out that Brittany has a boyfriend, but guess what? Don't keep reminding them, meaning that don't be coming on every other video, my boyfriend, my boyfriend, my boyfriend, because you're alienating these guys that do like you more than they probably should. So I tell them, it's a guy thing really with us where I told you any woman in the world can seem totally innocent and perfect, and no matter what you're doing behind the scenes, you can be the nastiest freak in the world. But guess what? When we got that little bit of a crush on you, you can do no wrong until you prove you can do wrong. So, you can go with you can been and slept with a million dudes, but when you get with that guy that love you, he ain't thinking he ain't even thinking about who you used to be with. Now, if problems happen and he ended up finding out, or problems happen and you end up cheating on him, then he gonna care about that. He gonna care about the dude you cheat on after him, or mess with after him. He gonna think about that. Then he may start thinking about all the guys you might have been with. But at first, you can be that perfect woman in his eyes. He could put you up on that pedestal. But I guarantee you, and that's the advantage that, a woman can have at first. He ain't thinking about all your past. He ain't thinking about all that. But hold on. Oh, and so that's why I say, when these entertainers or even people, even girls, they're different than us. Because I can have a girlfriend, ain't no girl thinking about it as much. They still gonna want to try to outcompete the girl. But for a guy, it's just like, hey, we don't want to hear that you didn't got married. We don't want to hear that you didn't got a boyfriend. So I tried to tell them, but they don't quite listen. But Anna's still successful despite it. But like I told her, she's not counting she don't see the dollars that she could probably be missing out on. Venti as well. So hey, I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. If they don't want to learn, hey, that's on them. Ty Barkin says, gets excited seeing Dr. MGTOW. He said, been a few weeks. You are all awesome. Be right back. John Doe said, what up, Jay? Looking good, Cali. Oh, yeah. Cali with a K, though, my friend. Cali with a K. Power Brain says, peace, Dr. MGTOW. And peace, John Doe. Blue CCG says, hey, Jeff. Good to hey, Jay Health. Good to see you. What up, Blue CCG? Dog King Army team member in the house. And John Doe speaking of Power Brain. So, yeah. With all that said, we finna go ahead and get into the show. And it should be a pretty good one. Where's my phone? Oh, you guys know, man, I always read off my phone. Where did I put it at? Oh, here it is. I was reading all my comments off my phone. First video we're going to take a look at today is, what is it? Oh, Don't Stop the Love. We're going to take a look at Don't Stop the Love. So this is going to be an easy going stream today, man. Just a few little comments, and I'll respond to whatever, you guys say in the chat. We're going to take it easy. Oh, but yeah. Don't let it bother you about that Brittany having a boyfriend and stuff. Don't worry about it, my friend. And I ain't gonna speak negative over her, but chances are it probably won't last long anyway. Nothing against her, but that's just the nature of human relationships. So, wait a minute. What's my first video? Don't Stop the Love? Okay. So, let me make sure I get all these comments. Because you definitely don't want to miss nothing. Okay. Now, I have Mr. Sammy that commented. That's the only comment on this video. And Mr. Sammy said, bro, I didn't even know what it was going to say. He said, bro, I really like your personality and charisma. You're kind of unique. Thank you for all that you do out here. Man, I appreciate you, Mr. Sammy, for, chiming in. And that's all stuff that he doesn't even have to say, just basically complimenting me on my personality. And, he said, I'm kind of unique. Well, all of us are definitely unique. We're all created for victory, by God. So we're all unique in our own way. But he said, thank you for all that you do out here. And like I said, he didn't have to do that. And I always tell you guys, try not to sustain yourself off the compliments of others. You got to keep yourself encouraged because, man, you may look out there and nobody's encouraging you. So you got to encourage yourself. You can't live off other people sending you support. But I always say this, the support does help. So if you do get it from somebody, appreciate it and absorb it. Like I was doing a live stream yesterday. And, when you're doing a live stream, you don't know what's really going on because you're working. But Power Brain was like, hey, man, I'm enjoying it. With it, hey, I'm not expecting Power Brain to say that because guess what? I'm trusting that guess what? I'm doing what I love and it's going to be good. But since you can't see yourself, it did feel good to hear him say, hey, everything's going okay. So like I say, it's good to hear that, but just don't depend on it. So I did tell Mr. Sammy, I said, thanks and glad to have your support, my friend. And for all of you that don't know, that video, Don't Stop the Love, that video was focused on the family members in your life. Because, I've heard so many people, man, I wish my mom would be like you and be accepting like yours and blah, blah, blah. And, sometimes people sort of take that attitude like their mother or brother or father or whoever it is don't love them. And that's not the case because somebody's a little freaked out by your life choices as far as dating. We want people to love everything. Sheila Bell in the house. Thank you, Dog King Army team member with a $5 super sticker. Hey, it's back active, baby. But yeah, we want people to love everything. We want our family members and loved ones to love everything that we do as far as relationship choices and life choices. But that's not always the case. They're not going to like every relationship choice you're making. You gotta give them the leeway to be freaked out about the dog game because, It's crazy. I was doing a video when I was talking about see for yourself, and the thing is, like, I'm gonna have to do another video talking about, how I've gotten used to the dog game, so used to it where it just seems normal. Well, it doesn't seem normal to other people. You may not even realize, you may not even be thinking about that. So I just said, hey, man, when your family members sort of react negatively, don't fall into a shell and get depressed about how my mama didn't accept it. No, guess what? Everybody ain't going to accept it. Just keep living and being yourself. But here's what you can't do, or I don't want you to do, rather. Don't stop the love. Don't stop loving them. Don't stop, man, you don't like my dog choices. Forget you. I hate you, mama. I hate you, brother. I hate you, daddy. Since y'all don't like what I like, I hate all of y'all. No, 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 no. Allow them to not like what you're doing. Hey, guess what? Everybody's not gonna like everything you do. Love them anyway. And I even said it's people in my family who was literally calling me straight up crazy. That dude crazy. That dude crazy. He done lost his mind. He going outside. He done lost his mind. I was hearing all this type of stuff. Some of them still do think I'm off my rockers, right? But here's the deal. Still love them. I can't force people to, love or understand this. But I say this, over time, all of that venom has dissipated. These, for the most part, they're not even thinking about me and my life and what I'm dating. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm doing. They're not even thinking about it. At first they were sort of, hey, look at him. Now when they even see my companion dogs, they don't even say a word. They ain't mad or anything. So, time really does heal our wounds and it smooths things out. And so you can't afford to be resenting your family members when they don't accept you off the bat for doing something that, may not be of the norm. Guess what? Just keep on pushing. Keep on, when they say you crazy, tell them you love them anyway and keep rolling. Believe me, you're going to feel better down the line when everything is smoothed out and they ain't looking at you crazy. And you're going to be like, see, I'm glad I didn't, get too upset about them not liking it. Because I'm going to move on now, but even in Lars, the real girl, these dogs just have a way of, look, once you're around them, you're going to start, gravitating to them. I promise you, even in Lars and the real girl, everybody was freaked out at first when he had his dog around. Now, the doctor was telling people, hey, it'll help if you sort of accept the dog, but it went beyond that. The people in the movie and stuff, they had began to build a bond with the dog. They were expecting to see the dog on certain days and stuff like that. Because if I was to let Callie go over my grandmama's house and other people's houses, and I'm talking about like leave them and said, hey, take care of them, and they agreed to do it, the first few days they'll be freaked out like I told you. But if I leave them over there about 2 weeks or so, when I go back to get the dog, they're gonna be like, hey, I was just getting used to Callie. Don't take her. What you doing? That's my dog. They'll be playing around and acting like, hey, they like the dog now. Because why? They'll start building a bond with it. So that's what I say. Don't stop the love, man. Time heals our wounds. And over time, like I said, they may look at you crazy. I mean, at first they may look at you crazy, but over time they won't even be thinking about it. So let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's happening here. John Mallon in the house. Man, I ain't said it in so long. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know if it's I forgot whether it's John Mallon or Malin. I forgot. But John in the house, my guy. What up, my friend? Jack Show. Sir Angus Fungus says, hi, Jay. Hi, what up, Sir Angus Fungus? Well, good to see you, brother. I ain't heard from you in a little while. Blue CCG says, what up to John Mallon? Dog King Army team member. DJ Close said, John spoke back to him. DJ Close says, keep it going, Jay. What up, DJ? Sir Angus Fungus says, oh, my. John Mallon says, Brittany's just playing hard to get. Man, I ain't gonna even talk about my girl right now, but I know Brittany makes me laugh though. Cause I just tell you what, Brittany reminds me of this family friend I got. It's this girl, well, she's attractive, she's not a bad looking woman, but she can never keep a boyfriend. It's just something going on, right? And I've always said that either she got a gaper or, hey, maybe her hygiene ain't right or just something's not right because, she's got a always had a decent job and, nice looking girl, but just, hey, it's always, you know, can't hold a man down or whatever, something like that. But it's just something about Venti that just makes me laugh only because I just be thinking like, man, you ain't got to really worry about Venti. It's going to take a special guy to deal with the Venti. I've said it time and time again. Now, Venti is an attractive woman, so she's going to suck guys in at first, but keeping them is the different thing. And like I say, one of the things I'd be worried about is how Venti talks about it. Is she's always talking how it's like she needs a 12-foot pole. And then you start thinking about, okay, she does, and I don't want to talk about her, but you start thinking like, man, does she have a gaper? And so like I say, I don't know what's really going on. I know, like I say, I don't want to just I know she lost the scent competition because, of her that burping stuff is so off-putting. I love it. I love Venti. She's an attractive girl, but I'm saying, man, I haven't listened to her literally seriously in some weeks now because I really had thought she stopped burping this time because I hadn't heard it in a while, and she had did it on one of those videos a few weeks ago or so, and it was just so nasty. I just said, I'm done for a second. I love her, it's my gal, but I had to leave her alone for a while. It was just too disgusting that time. So I haven't really heard her recently. But along with that disgusting stuff, that can be off-putting for a man if she ever decides to do that around him in real life. So it's hard to keep a man sometimes with that. And like I told you, she has said some things which I think I may have an alternate round of the scent competition. So I don't want to even say some of the other facts that I know, but just she said some other stuff on her streams that lead me to be like, Venti, I hope I'm wrong about this hygiene of yours. But sometimes you will get one of these super fine chicks that just don't know what they're doing. That as far as taking care of their vagina. And I just remember when me and my mom, we used to have these cats. They were some Siamese twins, not Siamese, but they were some Siamese cats. They were some beautiful cats. They're dead now though. But when they were alive, they never used to chase insect. If an insect got in the house, they never chased them because they were never stranded cats. We bought them straight from our owner when they were born, so they never chased insects. And honestly, they weren't. One of them was really bad at it, but both of them, neither one of them were the best at always cleaning themselves after using the bathroom. Every now and then you'd find stuff on their backside you'd have to clean off. And I've never had a cat that you ever had to do any extra cleaning with. Cats are immaculately clean, they're super duper clean. But what I found out was if a kitten is taken away from his mother too soon, it doesn't learn all of the, necessary things as far as how much to clean itself and all that type of stuff. They still do it because some of it's instinctual, but literally they do get a lot of these things from its mother. So I found out that, oh damn, that's why they don't really, they're not hunters as much because they weren't around their mother and stuff like that long enough. We got them a little too quick. So make a long story short, I don't know about Venti's complete family dynamic, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe she didn't learn everything. Something just makes me feel like that, but maybe she, all her hygiene practices may not be 1,000,000% up to par. So, You know, you never know. That could be, and I'm not saying that that's a fact. I'm just saying that could be a fact. I could have been more right than wrong in that department, to where I'm basically saying, I don't know. I just get the vibe that if you're into Venti a whole bunch, you're going to get, you would get an opportunity, because it's going to take a special guy to just stick around for the long haul. I'm being serious too. But the Nice Watch, Doc King, thanks for the advice. Yeah, no problem, Nice Watch. No problem. You my guy, man. Yeah, you man, don't worry about it. So Angus Fungus says, Jay, John knows how to speak towards vintage. Now, I love my guy John, but I can literally give you a lot of, you know, John, when you be in there on the Jack show, I'm just letting you know, man, some of the time you don't know how to handle a venti. I'm just being honest with you, man. You gotta know how to be a little light-handed with the venti. You know what I'm saying? You don't you know, because I haven't watched every second of you talking to her, but I know I've seen you several times. I was like, ooh, John, not that, not those. Of course, you don't give a damn, and we all know that. But nah, I wouldn't. I just say I wouldn't agree with you, Angus. I wouldn't agree with you on that. Blue CCG says, I just have to say your video and audio quality is really top notch. Oh, thank you, man. Hey, it's been a long time coming. I did a lot of sacrificing too. You know, I was asking people so much to help me, you know, upgrade my upgrade my equipment and stuff, you know, donate and all. But like I say, I ended up looking up, and because I was trying to live, and, you know, just honestly stay alive long enough and keep bills paid long enough so I could just keep doing the show for as long as possible. But then I just looked up and just, like I told you a couple months ago now, I just sacrificed my potential living situation to upgrade my show. I just said, to hell with this, man. I can't wait no more. I'm a professional. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do for a living. So I'm like, nope, I'm done. And so I just upgraded some things, and at the cost of you know, looking in the future. I'm like, nah, forget, you know, and what I mean by that, I still think God has me, you know, but I'm just saying, in the human world, I took away some assurances of being able to continue for a longer length of time. I just say, forget this. I'm just gonna have to depend on God to do another blessing. But for however long I do my show, from here on out, I want it to be more professional, because this is what I love to do. And so I just said, to hell with it. DJ Klaus is it looked like, what, I don't know what that emoji is. A sleeping emoji. MGTOW says back again. So Angus Fungus says Art Tibbert was being a fully venti, belching and cussing. What? Oh, he said Art Tibbert was being a full venti, belching and cussing. He is male and 70-ish. That's different. Like I say, it's guys that do all that nasty, filthy belching. Because I'm not talking about burping. Everybody burps. But even when you burp, when you're around others, like in the South, I know everywhere is different, you know. And that's another thing. It could have been where where she's raised too. Because I do have a friend, girl. Excuse me, I don't have friend girls, because, you know, it was a girl that I was actually talking to, and she was from up north, and she did a lot of belching, and it didn't work because of that. But she was just telling me, oh man, my mama never told me not to be belching out loud and stuff. And I was like, what? That's unheard of down in the South. You know what I'm saying? If a woman doing that, then she probably, you know, probably wasn't raised with her mother, because down here you're gonna get told to cover your mouth when you belch, and step away from the table when you fart and stuff like that. But this girl, she was just, she was doing like a venti. So I was like, nah, I can't date her. And she was from somewhere up north, and I'm not down in the up north women, but I was like, maybe they don't teach that as much up there. But as far as guys, I don't even like when guys go, like he said, full venti, but it doesn't, no offense, I expect guys to be a little vulgar and a little bit gross sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And women even expect guys to be a little bit vulgar and a little bit gross sometimes. So that's really par for the course for guys. But you never want to see your woman engaging into those into that type of behavior where she's you know, and I've dated women where after you date them for a long length of the time, y'all might play the far game, meaning that she may let one off around you after she's dated you for months, and you may let one off to mess with her back, but you don't even do that crap every day. You know, that's some one-off type stuff you might do. But for the most part, she ain't doing that, you know, on a daily basis. So if a guy's doing it, I don't like when a guy does that, but that don't, hey, I ain't looking to date him. And if a woman is looking to date him, she's gonna roll her eyes, but that ain't gonna make her, in most cases, not want to date a guy because she knows that a guy does belching and all that type of stuff. MGTOW says that's how SJWs think. JDKH, I don't know what he was talking about on that. When he said social justice warriors, I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know what he was referring to. Malin said, love Jay's attitude. Hey, I love you too, Malin. You my guy. You are definitely my guy. Because you do tell it like it is, and I do like that. The Lethal Diva. I got a vagina in the house, I guess, unless that's a guy with a dog, you know, with a female name. I think it's a vagina, though. And that's great to have a human vagina in the house. Great to hear from you, Lethal Diva. Now, let me know if you are a guy so I won't call you a vagina. But she says, I had an innovation to the real dog that I'll give you, Jay. I think you could make money with it. The wheel. She said the wheel dog is like the real dog, but the wheel dog has wheels, so it's easier to transport. You so funny, Lethal Diva. Well, I know that I would never want wheels actually on my dog. I wouldn't, you know, but I've talked about several times on the show how I would want some type of hover next to me or some type of thing that I could maybe hook her up to, but not like a damn dolly, you know, and something better than a wheelchair, where she could actually maybe even stand up and move with me, sort of like I forgot what those things are called that you stand up on and ride. It slips my mind right now. But people ride them on the beach all the time or whatever. But either way, yeah, I've thought about many ways to try to innovate and have these girls rolling along. But I love the I love your marketing. That's funny. The wheel dog. You crazy, Lethal Diva. That's funny. Ty Barkley says, my mother knows I purchased a dog. Okay, let me see what she said. So far she's been supportive. Just got to ease them into the idea. Sometimes they would just reject no matter what. I say it's their loss. But like I say, most of the time they may reject the dog. They're not rejecting you. They just may be like, I'm not with that. And I say that's on you not to reject them, you know. It is, I think, a more isolated incident when somebody say, oh, you got a dog, then discommunicate yourself from the family. I don't ever want to talk to you again. I don't think that's I really do think that's more isolated than anything. I think when people talk about their parents being accepting, I think that they just say that basically the parents be like, I don't like that, or that's weird or something. But that's not the parent not loving you. So I think if they reject it, but they still love you, that's just fine. You know, they don't have to accept everything you like. And they don't have to be supportive of it. And I can't lie, when you say just ease them into it, you know, that could be a cool thing. But me, I'm not really into easing them into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into that. Hey, look, I got a dog, straight up, a companion dog. This what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's how I was. I don't look. I just tell you straight up. Look, this is what I got. I ain't easing you into to nothing. Either you like it or you don't. I mean, not like it, but either you accept it or you don't. Guess what? Either way, it ain't no skin off my teeth. I love you. As long as you love me, we still cool. But I ain't easing you into nothing. Hey, I got me a companion dog. I think the easing into it would be more to help you, help the person that has the dog, because you may not want to jump right into it and say it. You may have reservations of wanting to tell the person you love, because you may be scared. So you may want to ease into it. And I mean, I ain't talking to you, Ty. I'm talking about anybody out there that want to tell their family. You out there may want to ease into it, but I'm not easing my family into it. Hey, I got a dog. You can like it or not. Angus says sword. I don't know what he's talking about. He says, yes, don't do that, man. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, John. That's what that's one of the things I hated about Lars and the Real Girl. You hit the nail on the head. I said that actually in my appraisal of the movie. I said, for one, no guy is just going to leave his girl, like you said, at any guy's house. That's for one. But for two, it's well, I'm not going to say no, but I know me and any dog owners that have a like mind of like me, I'm like John. It ain't no way in hell I'm leaving my dog with anybody. I've actually heard of a guy, one of the guys I've actually looked at do a review before. He was like, yeah, man, I let this guy borrow my dog because he was going to do some type of show. So I let him borrow one of my dogs. And when he brought the dog back, the dog's hand was broken because the guy moved the dog's hand in the wrong way. Mistake or not, look, man, when my dog gets broken, like Saima's foot is broken, I feel better about it because I was involved in it. Man, the worst thing you can do is send your dog off and let somebody break your damn dog. I mean, no, I'm not letting nobody handle my dog careful. And in Lars, I told my mom and stuff, I said, it's unrealistic, man, to have somebody else giving your dog a bath. What the hell are you doing? I said, nah, that show lost me on that type of stuff. Cause I'm like, no. You don't let anybody do anything intimate like that with your dog. You ain't finna be, I ain't finna give my dog to my brother to have him giving my dog a wash her vagina and breast. Not even that he's gonna do anything sexual with the dog. It's like you not finna, like I tell people, man, if you're on the outside looking in, it's easy for you to look at the companion dogs just like objects. But when you have a companion dog, I tell you, they're not just objects in the house. They're like your real companion, like your human companion. Now, they aren't human, but in your mind, you're going to be valuing them, much like that human relationship where you don't want people rubbing on your human woman's vagina. You don't want people rubbing or cleaning your companion dog's vagina. It's going to be the same type of way. You're going to feel just as powerful about it. So when they were showing that in Lars, where he was letting his step sister and his brother clean his dog, I'm like, what? That's unheard of. Then when he was sending his dog off all throughout the week to do tasks with different people. Oh, yeah, she going to spend 2 hours at the store today. Oh, she going over here to the laundromat today. What? And he's nowhere to be found. The dog is just with other people. I said, that crap is unheard of. And but I actually made the reference in the beginning of this stream. I said, but if that were the case and you were letting people see your dog, they would be getting attachments to it. So that's the one part that was true. If you are interacting with that dog, you are going to get an attachment to it. But this whole notion of letting people keep your dog, it's just like John says. Look, for the most part, I don't know no dog owner that's playing that game. And the guy that I heard say that he said himself he wasn't letting anybody else borrow a dog of his to do a show with. And I don't know what the hell he was thinking to begin with, to be honest. Okay. The Lethal Diva told me, Malin, yeah, Malin, John Malin. Lethal Diva, she told me.
Malin says, nowhere, Jay, say it how you say it. I like to say the things right. I'm real big on that, John. Malin. I'm real big on that because even when I was living in LA, it was a lot of people like I met from overseas, and they used to be like, man, you always get my name exactly right. You know, I'd ask them their name and I'd say it right. And they were like, other people just don't care. And I'm like, no, I actually care about, you know, saying your name right, especially if it's within my capabilities. If I had some type of speech impediment where I literally could not have pronounced your name, then okay, that's something different. But if it's within my capabilities and I'm just too lazy to do it, no. And in your case, it takes me, or anybody's case, it usually takes me once or twice to just remember people's names, you know. And I don't think I ever got it down to begin with. I may have knew it and sort of stopped, you know, I didn't say it for a while, so I sort of forgot. But now I know Malin. Anonymity in the house. So Angus says truism. And, he said he's talking about Venti, I guess. He said she probably queefs like the Grand Canyon has a light breeze. I can't lie. I just know, man. Look, man. Anna had said something about, which she's made some comments too. Like I said, it's, you know, I don't want to even get into it too much, but she's made a few comments. But it's nothing wrong with a woman wanting any, being peculiar when it comes to size. You know, what I mean by that is a woman has a open hole. She has a vagina down there. So it needs to be filled. So she's not going to want a toothpick because she needs to feel some sensations to get off. So you can't beat the woman up. But for the most part, you know, women, the average woman, you know, she doesn't need these yardsticks, so to speak. Because I've even talked about, I was like, man, I can't lie. For me, you know, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. I'm just saying, like, I promise you, man, I got like a 99.8, 8% percentile with all the women I've dated with of, tearing the bottom, knocking the bottom out, right? And I've said I've only run across like these couple, of women in my whole life that have these cavernous pits. And I even said, with those two like girls, I'm like, I don't give a damn because you know what? You girls, look, you aren't the normal. You know what I'm saying? I already know from my own experience. Like, so if you're a girl that needs a yardstick, those girls are out of the normal, because 99.8% of the girls don't need a yardstick. They can probably work with a yardstick, but they don't need a yardstick. But it's funny that I just say when the girls say that they need a yardstick, they don't realize that, hey, you have a gaper. If you saying that you need your man to be 11 and 12 inches, guess what? You have a gaper. You acting like you're normal. No, you're not normal. You're not normal. So you're out here dating 20 and 30 and 40 guys. Nobody is getting you off. And you're looking at it like, man, it ain't nobody in the male population got a long enough penis. No, everybody has a long enough penis. Your vagina is too damn cavernous. That's the problem. It's not the problem with the men. And so that's why I always laugh at. And when I've heard Venti sort of make these videos, I'm not saying she's one of these girls, but I know that those girls are more rare. They're not the majority. Like I said, you even hear a comedian get up there. I done slept with 100 dudes and ain't nobody pleasing me. Yeah, you're the problem. When you argue with everybody that you come in contact with, it's not everybody, it's you. And so that's why I say that could be a problem of hers, I don't know. I don't know that. I'm not saying it is. I just don't know. He said, I saw Brittany Bell so loud and hard on one of her TikToks, it sounded like it literally hurt. Like I say, man, I've been able to push off a lot sometimes because I'm like, hey, that's just venting. But man, I just don't like when a woman, it's just so unbecoming of a woman. And I just tell her, man, she had went on this big rant one time about how she doesn't like that people see her a certain way and blah, blah. People always think they want me to be funny. And I'm like, no, you ain't hilarious, Venti. People don't look at you because you funny. People just look at you because you're Venti, you know? They just look at you because they enjoy you being yourself. But she was like, man, I think I created all that for myself. I created this personality for myself. I did it to myself. And when you're doing all that belching and belching and all that crap 24/7, yeah, you're creating that persona. You're doing all that ridiculous mess. But I give her a news flash. Nobody's tuning in to see that nastiness. That's just something people are dealing with to see the rest of her. You know, I tune in to, to see her be intelligent, or, I do like when she's being a little silly. But when she gets to that doing that nasty crap, nobody's tuning in for that. I don't know what makes her think people are tuning in for that. That's just straight filth. So Angus Fungus says, Malin, get Jay back on Jack. Don't beg. I'm not gonna say big, but don't. Hey, look, we good. Let them follow their protocol. I appreciate you guys want me to be back on there, but like I told you, man, I can't lie, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. I just see myself like a Stern or that type of. I'm just a standalone, man. I'm good with doing my show by myself, and I say I do. I've been saying it all year that I want guests and stuff, but I'm cool, man. Like, if people don't invite me on their show, hey, I don't want them to feel pressure to. Hell, I got enough going on myself. I got a million shows that I still haven't done. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. And I love the Jack Show. John knows that, but I've said it many times on my stream. As much as I love the Jack Show, it just sometimes it gets to be a little too much tomfoolery for me, as far as me wanting to be a guest, because it'd be like, sometimes you'll be in the middle of a good thought. I remember it's been many a time, me and John, we talking about something good. I mean, something good. And a lot of it was Anna talk. And man, my guy Cecil, man, he just interrupt at the worst times. Hey, bro, I don't mind you interrupting, but damn, me and John is on a roll right now. What are you doing? And even John would be like, hey, man, I don't mind you stopping the show, but damn, we on a roll. What are you doing? And he'll just ruin the whole vibe. And I'm like, man, even with like when they had Venti on a few times ago, they were asking a question, man. It was interruption after interruption. I'm like, hey, bro, y'all, it's like sometimes they don't understand. I love them, but they don't understand when, man, you got to stay with something for a little while. And that's why I say, nah, man, like, I love you, John, but that's why I say I would rather meet some of these girls when I do meet them and talk to them on my own, because I just don't want all that craziness going on around me when I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just too much. But I do love the show because I tune in pretty much every week just to see what's going on. Madeline says, Angus, Jay is always welcome on Jack, just needs his stream gear working. My stream gear is up to par, but I'm just not putting it out there trying to tell everybody it's work. You saw me on Yellow Flash, and that was a while back. No problems, bro. My stuff, I told you, bro, I sacrificed my future I sacrificed what I could see in my future as far as my finances to upgrade all of my stuff. So I'm actually upgraded, but like I told you, I'm actually cool with just doing my show over here right now. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff I'm actually working on, so I'm good. Ty Barclay says, MGTOW, the door squeaks before you take the ham out. What is she talking about? What are you talking about, Ty Barclay? The door squeaks before you take the he must be getting ready to eat. But let me see. She talking in reverse. Hold on, let me see. What did MGTOW say that I missed? I miss MGTOW. MGTOW says my dog somewhat queefed once when I pressed below the belly area. Oh, yes. Man, I'm so glad you said that. Cause hey, my dog, I've done that several times, bro. When I went to go, well, it happened with Saima because she got the removable vagina, so she has a bigger hole down there. But I know, man, it's been many a time where I go to pick up Saima and I pressed on her stomach, and it's just like MGTOW say, you hear the basically the a queefing type sound. So you 100% right, Dr. MGTOW. This is what he said, but you're 100% right. And that's what Ataya was saying. The door squeaks before you take the hand. Ataya Barkley crazy. What is he talking about? I don't know what Sir Angus talking about. He said, Liver, dude, get that sorted out. I don't know what he's talking about. Ataya Barkley says, my ex was discussing about Belcher. Ooh, see? He would do it in your face mid-sentence. It was the worst when he drank beer. See, I told you. And see, women are disgusted by that type of tomfoolery too. But they'll deal with it. Why? Because they're taught the guys are, at least some guys can be vulgar and nasty and things of that nature. So it's like par for the course for a woman. So they may see you being nasty and they be like, oh, that's nasty. But they'll deal with it because that's just a man. Men do that. But for me, once again, we'll raise the little girls are sugar and spice and everything nice, that they don't do all this belching and farting and being disgusting around you. So whenever I hear a woman doing that, they can try to say, I want to be equal like a man. You can go ahead and be right on equal like you want and go on right to the next man, because I ain't dealing with no woman doing all that birching and belching, not going with it. Truth is, I always say, and this is why I love my girl Vinty, but this, and I think she's super fine. Don't get me wrong. She's a fine woman. But I even say one thing that would probably just keep me from making love to her is because I just can't get past the belching. And if she does that like in real life on a constant, which is hard for me to believe that she doesn't, I just can't get past it. Because like I told you, that girl that was belching that I knew, I was put in a position to where I could have got it. I could have got it, man. I could have got it, but I couldn't get that belching crap out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I'm like, no, I was just turned off by it. Just turned off. MGTOW laughing. He said, damn. And I don't know what he was talking about, though. Ataya said, imagine the most fermented stomach bowel sent slamming into your face without warning. MGTOW said, I feel sick. Jay said, Fungus says, hi, Jay. Can you make a decent taco? And if so, what's your recommendations? Man, I don't cook. I don't do all of that crap. But I could make it, and I have made it if I want to, but I don't do that anywhere near on the regular, man. I'm a food buyer. I go buy a taco from a restaurant, a Taco Bell or something, I don't really hardly ever make my own food. And when I, what I'm saying, mostly I eat terribly. I'm eating chips and stuff, for dinner or something. Or I don't really eat other than that, I do have a couple of aunties in the city, and they always stop by, and man, not always, but they really been good about it lately, of stopping by, bringing me a plate and stuff like that. So I don't do a lot of cooking on my own, but when I did, I would just get one of these old random little taco packages, the taco seasoning packages and some taco shells. I put some ground beef in the skillet, cook it up, put the seasoning on the beef, and put it in a taco. Dress it up with some sour cream and some doggone taco sauce and a little, little tomato, a little lettuce, and I'd be done with it, and some cheese. But other than that, I don't got no go-to actual thing to make tacos. Like I said, I used to, it's crazy. Man, some years ago, I had this apartment, and I used to really be into cooking all the time for myself, like buying food to cook. But now I eat like, what I'm saying? I'm back in college, bro. I mean, I'm hungry. I might, if my auntie and them didn't bring me nothing, like you say, I might just go get me 2 little bags of chip to eat. Hey, I might ride my bike up to the burger joint and give me a burger and come home, and that'll be it. I don't do a lot of eating. Ty Barkley laughing. Let me see something. Oh. Now, Ty Barkley says, I'm going to be the only person who ever gets to touch my dog. It's a personal thing. I like to think of her as my princess. She can't be left or taken care of by just, and no, I'm letting you know, it's nobody giving my dog no damn bath. That's for damn sure. And, you know, I take that back. I do have a dream involving, and I talked about this before. I said, you know, once I get to the point where I have just so many dogs, maybe I would be able to outsource a couple of actual employees to help me, you know, keep everything in line. You know, I say they would definitely be women. So that's for sure. So I say in that case, after I train them to do things exactly like I want to, I may actually use people in the future. But as long as I can handle the job myself, no, I ain't getting nobody to help me. But I'm a bit different than you, Italia, because she said I'm going to be the only person who ever gets to touch my dog. And that's most dog owners. But for me, I've been trying to actually push the envelope as far as dog awareness and things of that nature. And that's not why I do it. I mean, I'm talking about when I go out with my dogs, I don't have a car to do it anymore right now. But whenever I get another vehicle, I'm definitely going back out on dates. But when I go back on dates, man, it's sometimes where you have people that walk up to you, be like, man, can I touch her? And blah, 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 blah. And luckily they won't be touching every single doll I have. But I've told Callie and even the other girls, you know, I say sometimes, you know, when we're out in public, I am going to let people touch you and stuff to educate them. And I don't expect every doll owner to do that because it's, you know, your doll is a very personal thing and, you know, something we all hold dear. So no, you don't want everybody touching it. But for my purposes, I do allow people to touch my dolls, not in any sexual type way, but I do let them feel the doll and touch them and, you know, just see what the material feels like. Maybe they may want one or just for educational purposes, to basically satisfy their curiosity, you know, because I'm all about making this a more popular lifestyle. But I definitely have always said, you know, if I was a more private dog owner, if I wasn't doing my YouTube to help people and all this other stuff, if I was just, you know, if I was doing everything enclosed in my home and stuff, you know, nobody would ever be touching my dogs because I would never, well, I take that back because I told you if I was a private dog owner, I would still be going out on dates and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would still every now and then go out on dates. And under those circumstances, if somebody came up to ask me, you know, I would let them touch it, you know, because I still would have the mindset of being a person that's like, okay, I let you get educated on what it feels like. But, you know, if I was a person that never ventured out of the home, now, you know, that's a whole nother thing. Ty Barkley laughing at Cavernous Pit. And I got to catch back over my videos because I don't think I read one. But we ain't got much anyway. Stingray says, "Hell, JDKH." Sir Angus says, "I'm crying." MGTOW says, "I'm taking a nap. Have a great one." Flip the switch, MGTOW. Get up. I don't give a damn how tired you are. You ain't did nothing but had sex with one or two of the girls. You got enough energy to keep going. Wake back up. Ty says, "Have a good one, MGTOW." 79 in the house. Hey, J Dog King, how are you? What up, 79? Good to see you, bro. Malin Militia or Malin Militia. I got to say it right. Malin Militia, Stingray, KT. So Angus says, "Hey, John Malin, clip all that." Malin crazy. So Angus Funky says, "Cecil went full gay, Jay. It's not John's fault." I know it ain't John's fault. I don't know what's up. I did see Cecil. He had his wig on Chris and Mayer stream the other day. He had me tripping. Yeah, I don't even think John is here. Yeah, because I haven't heard him talk in a while. The Lethal Diva say, "Sir Angus Fungus, I don't think he's here anymore. Maybe someone like Perth could clip it." And Letha Diva, Jay wasn't incorrect. Cecil and John's jokes are a thing. All over him. And I don't know exactly what she means by that, but I think she was just agreeing when I was saying about how they do some over talking. Oh, yep, that's what she means. I think that's what she's agreeing with me, that they do over talking a lot sometimes. And so Angus says, Christ. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, guys, let me move on. That was a great first video. Even though it was only one comment, it sparked a whole lot of talk. Oh, this is another comment Mr. Sammy made on Don't Stop the Love, when I was like, hey, I told you that I'd just go ahead and tell my parents or whoever family, I wouldn't give a damn. But Mr. Sammy, he also said something else. He was like, keep it on the low, go Black Ops. So that is another thing. I just feel like it forces you to, I ain't gonna say live a lie, but it just sort of, it could put pressure on you to not let it out. But he was basically saying, get a dollar, just don't tell anybody. Now, if you feel like your dollar is never going to be exposed to anybody at all in life, then maybe you want to go Black Ops. But I say one thing about going Black Ops is, you know, we're all not going to be here forever on Earth. And like I say, it would, I think, help to if people knew that you already had a dollar. So if something ever happened to you, you know, I'm glad people do know about me. So they wouldn't walk in my house and be like, oh, damn, no, look, it's dogs everywhere. What the hell is going on? Hey. So I'm glad that, you know, people do know, you know what I'm saying? So when, like, if something was to ever happen, somebody already know, like, damn, man, we got to go deal with these dogs. They may not want to, but at least they'll know they got to. So Angus Fungus said, Cecil talks heaps. And then he said 7 to 9 says, he says, John, Anna, Cecil, Kessler really like you. I like them too. But I say this, I'm gonna give you proof to how much they talk over, they can talk over guests. It was about 2 shows ago. Anna got mad at, you know, not super mad, but you know, she was a little upset that Cecil had kept talking over her when she was trying to get some point across. And so when Cecil finally got back to her, he was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry about over talking you. Go ahead and say what you want to say. She was like, well, damn, I don't even want to talk right now. But I think it was a little while later when she was trying to say something, and once again, they was talking over. And a lot of times they do stuff for the joke, but I'm saying this actually, it really wasn't, it really was, she was trying to say something. And I was laughing to myself because I said, damn, you even have somebody on the normal panel who can't get her ideas out because of the construct of the show. So, you know, it's rough on guests sometimes. So I'm like, nah, man, it's funny, man. I got the award for being a class clown several times over, man. I always, you know what I'm saying? I'm a jokester. I like joking. When they asked me on the Jack show, I even said, hey, man, I'm cool with jokes. You know, you can say whatever you want. It ain't going to hurt my skin. No offense to the Jack show, but they jokes wasn't even good enough to hurt my skin as far as like, you know, come to my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? This is where the checking goes down, you know. So, hey, then, you know, I could have probably even seen halfway being somewhat offended, but they couldn't offend me in any way. I just say this, like I say, one of the things that you don't like about the show is the fact that you can't really get your thoughts out some of the times. So, and even Anna was pissed off that day. It had me laughing. I said, look at Anna. So now I'm going to read some of my older video from over a month ago. It's my Iron Tech doll, 153 centimeter full silicone companion doll review. And that was on Himawari, my girl sitting over here on the bed. It was from a guy named Christopher Phillip Adams. And he says, I didn't even comment on it. He said, my biggest wish is maybe someday that they could figure out a way to adjust the facial expressions on the companion dolls. He said, right now, that isn't possible, though. So you best pick a doll head that you can live with. He said, I made the mistake of picking a head where the face was frowning And let's just say, I wish I had a smiling one later. Oh well, that was the free one. Now, he said a mouthful. I didn't really comment on it, but he said a mouthful only because, you know, Callie is my most. I don't want to say too much because I'm actually going to do a show about her to sort of end the week, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But I just say this: face does matter with your girl. Smiling, frowning, pouty, man, it all matters because it does change the mood. Because I noticed, man, like I remember when I used to put Callie up sometime I would bring out maybe Saima or definitely with Asuna. Definitely with Asuna. And I wouldn't feel as happy as much. And I'd be like, I wonder what's going on. And then I noticed that. I said, oh, damn, Asuna doesn't smile. That's why, you know, I don't see her teeth and stuff. Man, and I was like, you know, some of it's about Callie's teeth, but I tell you what else it is on my video. But man, I promise you, when I get Callie out, that's why I love having her out so much. Y'all don't understand. I laugh so damn much with this girl. It's just her, literally me just looking at her. She makes me laugh. And I'm like, man, why am I so much happy with her? But it has something to do with the face, man. Even with Himawari back there, I love having her with me, but she doesn't bring me that unbridled joy because she is not smiling. You know what I'm saying? I love her. I love her. I like her. I don't want everybody having the same facial expression. Keep that in mind. But I don't have that giddy, unbridled joy like I do with Callie because she is not smiling. The only other girl I say I really, really laugh with, I do laugh with a little. I laugh a little bit with Tsunade because she has a similar face like Callie, but I think I truly laugh with Saima. She didn't have a smiley face, but she didn't have a frowny face. But if you only, and he's lucky he had an extra head, because you know, like I told you, I'm not using Mara Blade's head right now because I just love Himawari's head on their body just so much more. And I don't like switching out heads on the same body, you know, a whole bunch. But you know, luckily I did have a second head to use. So in his case, luckily that face that he doesn't like was the second head. Because if you're just stuck with that head, you know, you bought it thinking that it was okay, but when you get it, it's the only head you got, and you don't really connect with it. That can be a hell of a conundrum, and that's one that I really haven't had to deal with. Because with Asuna, she doesn't give me that glowing feeling. She gives me a bit of another feeling. She gives me that pouty type feeling. So I don't have that excited feeling that I normally have with Callie, but you know, she gives me her own dynamic. But I would not want Asuna to be my only doll. Now then that head could be troublesome. Because I need a doll that's gonna bring me more joy. You know what I'm saying? On a daily basis. If it was my only doll. So Charles was right on the money with all his comments. On that particular video. And the next video I have is See for Yourself. And on that video, I basically said, hey, it's funny, man. A lot of people, I'd be like, man, I try to tell people how much I care for Callie and them, and you know, the emotional bond connection that you get from just spending time with the girls, and they'll still be looking like, what do you mean? How do you like them? How do you build a bond? You know, they'd be still confused at how do you, but yeah, I know you said that you build it, you know, from being around them, but you really building a bond. They don't really think that it's possible, right? You know, it doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. And I always say it's funny when I try to explain it, but for some people, you cannot explain it enough. For some people to really realize the effects of having a companion dog, they would really just have to see for yourself, you know, see for themselves, you know. And I made the video saying that. And once you get one, because like I was a guy that always thought that I would love companion dogs. You know, once I found out about this game, I was like, man, I just thought about my, you know, childhood and how much I love toys and men and imagination and fantasy and being able to pick out my own girl. And I said, I'ma love this. But I didn't know. So I was like, man, in the back of your head, you're like, man, I think I'ma love this, but I wonder, am I really gonna do it? So uh I really didn't know until I got the dog. And that's when I started to see for myself, you know, because if I had just really known that I would love the companion dog life, I might have never bought Callie's son. And thank God that I have this girl, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all just don't understand. I'm gonna talk about it in this video to end the week probably, but y'all just don't understand how much I love this girl. I really love Callie, and she means so much to me. So, but if I had knew I was gonna love the dog game, I would have just had Saima. But I got Callie because I was like, man, let me go ahead and get her to see, because she's gonna get here before Saima. Let me see if I'm gonna really enjoy this game. Let me see, what it's gonna take to keep one of these girls in shape. So when I got Callie, that's when I first saw for myself that, damn, I think I'm going to love this life. And so some people out there, it's some people that ask me questions that they don't ever plan on getting a dog, so they'll never see for themselves. But it's some people that ask me about the dog life, and in the back of their mind, they're thinking about getting a dog. And I say, for those people, if they ever get one, that's going to be the time that they're going to be able to see for themselves, and I can't lie. It was a blessing for me. When I entered the dog life, I realized immediately why every other relationship, that I was, trying to have a long-term relationship in, why I was glad they didn't work. Because, I'm not blaming all the women and all, yeah, at the time you may even blame the woman for things going wrong, or a woman may blame a man in her life for things going wrong. But I've told you, a lot of times the truth of the matter is it's just hard to find a perfect match out of all the billions of people on the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find a match. So you may last with somebody for months or years, but it still wasn't your perfect match, even though you thought it was. So it breaks apart. So I know me, as soon as I got into the dog life, the first thing I was thinking about was, man, I'm happy all those didn't work out, because for some people, being married, that is the best thing for them, being married to a human. But for me, when I even just start keeping my dogs over the long haul, I started realizing, like, you know what? Thank God I didn't get married, have kids, or anything, because this is my ultimate dream. This is my ultimate life. Like I told you, it's another video I'm going to do about my ultimate, what I think is, for right now, would be my ultimate living situation. But just having the dogs involved in my life, that's my ultimate life. Like I told you, I could have other things going on as far as humans on the outside. My ultimate life is being with these synthetic girls. I'm in my most happiest. So I'm so happy that those things did work out in the past. Like I thought I wanted them to work out, because I saw for myself what this game was, and I loved it. I only got one comment, so I bloviated on that video for a while. And the comment I have is from Kevin Gray. And he says, I got to see for myself soon. Basically, he's like, hey, man, he's a longtime viewer. I don't know if he's really into this game. He's a Dog King Army team member. Like I've told him and others, hey, it may not be for you. But, if you see for yourself, you may find out that you don't like this game. You love this game. So I just gave him the thumbs up, like, basically, hey, I laughed a little bit. I said, hey, look, go ahead, baby. Hey, if you want to see for yourself, hey, take that plunge. It can be a very addicting lifestyle. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me check in my comments right quick. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Oh, Ty Barkley says, I actually found out about companion dogs because of the Lars movie. At the time, they only had human options. Funny thing is, 2 decades later, I ended up buying one. I knew from the get-go. Well, actually, at the time Lars came out, you could have got a companion dog, but they would have been super expensive. But yeah, that was super expensive around that time. But around the time Lars came out, they got a dog from Real Dog, Matt McMullen. So companion dogs were available. And I'm just going to fact check myself here, because he actually had the Layla face like my friend Austin Steele has on his dog. Let's see, Lars. Yeah, see, Lars came out in 2007. Real Dog opened in 1996. So companion dogs were in full swing in 2007. Just to let you know. And as far as Lars, I never saw that movie until this past year. I never even knew it was about companion dogs. That's the funniest part about it. I never even knew it. Like most of the dog movies, well, I think it was like one or two of them I might have saw beforehand, but most dog movies I had only saw within the last year or so. I didn't even know some of these were dog movies. I didn't know The Stepford Wives had anything to do with dogs until this past year. I didn't know that Lars was a dog movie until this past year, because people used to be like, "Man, you remind me of Lars," and I'm like, "Lars, what are y'all talking about?" They were like, "Lars and the Real Girl." I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's a damn dog movie." I never knew. I thought it was about some crazy guy. You see what I'm getting at? From the little previews I had seen, little bit I had seen of it, they had made him out to look like some crazy guy. So I was like, I don't want to see that movie. It's about some guy that's acting, out of his mind or something, not knowing that it was a dog movie. And so that's why I say I didn't get my lifestyle choices from movies or anything. They didn't influence me. I will say this: if anything, an old documentary influenced me. The one with Dave Cat on it. I can't lie. Now that one had a big influence on me, because when I saw that was the thing that made me be like, man, can I really live this type of lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? Because at first I was looking at him like everybody else, because I'm conditioned from America. I was looking at him like, man, what is this dude doing with these dogs, man? But then after I was looking at it for a second, I was like, man, I didn't say nothing, but in my mind, I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I think I can live this lifestyle, because I never really addressed it in my mind anymore. It was just in the back of my mind after that. But I know, of course, years later, when my friend brought up a Real Dog, and I actually started looking at it, and it was actually trying to think. Yeah, it was 2014 when he was like, man, when he showed me Real Dog. So I wasn't even aware of Real Dog till like 2014. And that's when he started showing me all of that stuff. And I was like, damn, that's when it really started blowing my head. And I started getting interested in this whole game on a whole new level again. Because I think I had seen that documentary years before he told me. But when he started showing me those dogs, it all came back to life. And I just know in the back of my mind, ever since 2014, I always was like thinking like, I want a doll. And I told everybody that would listen that was my friend. So when I did decide to get this doll in 2020, Callie and Saima, the people that knew me was like, it's about time. It's about time. I'm tired of you talking about these damn dolls. It's about, so everybody that sort of knew me on the inside, they was like, it's about time. So I had been talking about it, but I was late to the game as far as finding out about the dog game. I found out, like I told you, a few years before 2014, but I didn't get into it till, and learn about the game until 2014. 79 says, I like your bike rides around Memphis. It's more common, 79, but I'm going to be honest. I still been riding my bike, even though it's been cold, but it just hasn't been anything of note. I've been riding to the store, getting a little, nothing major, nothing that, you need to see and all that type of stuff. It's just, I said, but when I take a bike ride, when I'm going to go see something, I say, I'm going to definitely bring you guys along, because if you don't know, I did a fundraiser. People who tune in, I did a biking fundraiser called Biking for Companion Dogs, and I have a couple of biking videos on my channel. And you can always donate to that cause. I leave the link in all the descriptions of my videos. But going forward, I'm still going to be doing biking trips and sharing them with you. But I'm just not going to share them willy-nilly. I'm going to make sure it's worth, something, worth letting you guys see. Because honestly, hopefully one day I'm hoping to, not hoping, I want to take, like I told you guys, even me, I have to correct certain words coming out of my mouth, because here on this channel, we speak victory. We don't speak in hopes and mights. Nah, when you give it up to God, it's going to happen. So either way, when I take some of these more major biking trips in the future, when I get the right bike in the future to take some of the trips that I want to take and do some of the things I want to do, I'm definitely going to be making videos of those events. Atai says, animal heads seem to be a recent development. I've looked a bunch of places and seems like only 2 brands really serve the niche market. I'm going to be honest. Money rules all, meaning that I'm talking about as far as in the business game. All you got to do is, I'm sure if you're looking on people's sites, trying to see if they already make animal heads and stuff, yeah, you're going to be, it's only a couple of people. I only know about Climax Dog that's really doing that type of stuff. But I've already told you, it's about your money. You can call literally any company, any dog company that's legitimate and say what you want. You can get them to make it. Anyone. Only thing they're going to do is say, shell out the money. Pay. You're going to have to pay for a special mold. We don't, like you say, a lot of these companies, they don't make an animal mold. Let's just say you want a horse head. Well, guess what? If they don't have that already at their company, you would have to pay for them to make that whole mold to put that doll head in, or put that doll in. You'd have to pay for that. And like I've talked to people, that's when you're going up to $10,000 plus now. If you want looking for somebody to make a mold for you, so you can get anybody to do it. But it's only a couple of them, like you said, that do it, automatically. Because I'm going to be honest with you, like, I know that animal thing, like you say, some people may be into it, but I definitely think that that's more of a niche. I definitely don't think that's a whole bunch of people. It's enough people to where Climax Dog makes those products, but I just think that it's not enough for every dog company to have a horse head, waiting in the wings to be produced. She said, you give me dangerous ideas. Like I said, hey, man, hey, have fun. You only live life once. Well, I ain't going to say that. I hate when people say that, honestly. When they say, you only live life once. Well, we only live the life we could see in front of us once. I think life continues to go on and on and on. But as far as our earthly life, as far as we know, hey, we here this one good time. Look, don't waste time. Just go and do what you want to do. Live how you want to live. Hey, if you got the resources, make it happen. Hell, make it happen. I met this billionaire, Michael Heiser. He used to own the Grizzlies, and he told me, he was like, man, I'm a billionaire and all this, but man, honestly, it was fun. It was more fun when I was trying to get the billions. He said it was more fun, on the journey. And even sometimes now, like when I tell you guys, I'm like, man, I may not have the things I all the way need right now. I had to sacrifice, potential resources for the future to upgrade my equipment and all of that type of stuff. Hey, I still don't have hot water. I don't have a car right now. Things like that, When I tell you guys all these things, I never complain about it. I say, hey, it's part of the journey. I keep adapting and keep on moving. Hell, I heat my water up on the stove. I don't even think about it anymore. Hell, my car went down. I ride my bike. I don't even think about it anymore, other than the fact that I can't take my girls out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? I spent a lot of my resources trying to upgrade the show. Guess what? In the future, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to keep doing the show? I don't know. Guess what? Ain't my job to worry about. I'm giving it up to God. I ain't going to worry about it. I'm going to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So hey, we can't be worried about stuff all the time. You got to keep rolling. Keep rolling, man. And I said all that to say, get what you want, Ataya. Make it happen. She said Elsa Babe makes really cute ones. They have a two different cats. She said they have two different ones, I guess cats and rabbits. She said though one has a resting bitch face, the other one looks sort of scared. It's a tough one. It's crazy, man. Sometimes I like a resting, that so-called resting bitch face. It can look, I don't know what it is about it. It can make you, it can be a bit of a turn on, but with a dog face, I just wouldn't want that all the time. You know what I'm trying to say? I wouldn't want that stuck on my dog's face all the time. So I understand why you wouldn't want a dog head like that. So where am I at, guys? Oh, I was on See For Yourself. I only had one comment, then I started catching up with the live stream. Let me see. Let me catch up. Hold on. Oh, 79 says, I'm glad you're living your life, J Dog King. Thank you, 79. And hey, look, I'm living my life. I want everybody else to do the same thing, man. Hey, we got one on earth that we know of to live. So let's live it to the fullest, baby. Don't be scared, baby. Ty Barker said, honestly, the things you say really do brighten the day. It helps with figuring out what I want to do with my own life with writing. Oh, that's great, Ty. I mean, and I was telling this woman today, because sometimes I do have to tell people what I do. And I was over my grandmother's house, and she had somebody come over there giving her exercises, and the woman asked me what I did, and I was like, well, I do YouTube. And she was like, if you don't mind, tell me what it is. And I know my grandmama sort of looked up like, are you gonna tell? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be proud of what I do. I love what I do. So of course I started telling her about the companion dogs. You can see her eyes sort of like, what? But as I started telling her, she was like, man, this is interesting. I like, this sounds cool and stuff. And I was like, hey, I said the thing about it, I talk about companion dogs and all, and about the great thing they can bring to you. I said, but I don't do that to dog human women either, because they are amazing as well. I say, but also this isn't just the whole thing that me and the girls talk about. I say, hey, we talk about just life, love, hey, spirituality, all type of stuff, science, space, time. I say, hey, look, yes, me and the girls are here to promote the lifestyle. I say, but the thing is, we talk about all types of stuff because the show is really just also a reflection of just me living with my girls. This is what is my life living with the girls, and that can encompass a whole bunch of things. And she was like, man, this is interesting. So, part of my journey is not just to make it with the companion dogs, it's to help you out there, my viewers, be a resource for advice, not just for dogs, but just for life, and just to be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? This channel isn't just to solely be here to try to support me, in my future and all that. It's to I want this channel to be a resource to be constantly helping you in some way or another. So that definitely makes me feel great. Now we're gonna keep rolling. Next video is roaches are look, it's an hour 38. I always tell y'all the power hour, baby. It's always gonna have a life of its own. So let's see. Next video is roaches are terrible. Man, I did this stream. And I hate roaches, man. Like I told you, I love all life, but it's definitely, and if I was to be exposed to every insect in the world, I'm sure it's many more that I wouldn't be fond of, being around them. They can live all they want, but I don't want to be around them. But I can say this, two things that are just straight filthy to me, nasty, I don't want any parts of, is roaches and flies, but mainly roaches. And flies is almost a flying roach, in my opinion. They both are just filthy and nasty. They have they are necessary to be on the earth to fulfill their jobs, but I don't want them anywhere near me. Thank God my mother never, had us living in any roach infestations. Of course, we like anybody else. A roach can get in your house, but we never had a roach problem. Maybe once or twice in my whole life did I see more than a couple of roaches running around the house where we had to get somebody to come spray. But other than that, No, it's always one that gets in every year or something. You have to kill, but other than that, that's it. That's it. And I've never loved flies because you don't want them around your food because that you see them landing on shit. Oop, excuse my language, landing on boo boo. And I can't lie, it's always something that just does that to me. To where just say you at a picnic or something, right? And you see a fly land on some boo boo, and then next thing you know, you see a fly flying around the food, and all I know is always be in the back of my mind is that fly that was just landing on that boo boo. So I hate flies flying around. And so I know recently, a few months ago, this summer, I've never really had a problem with flies, but man, it's like for a month straight, a fly a day was getting in the house. I would kill it, and the next day I'd see another one. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? But it made me just hate flies. But I still don't hate them as much as roaches. They are just nasty. And that whole show was a woman had made a roach cake, basically. It was completely sickening. She had made a roach cake, and I hated it. I hated it. And I was talking about she said that her son loved roaches or whatever. And I'm like, what in the hell? Her son loved roaches. I was like, all I was thinking was like, I hope that they don't. I was like, man, I hope that they don't live in a roach infested place where their kid is also exposed to roaches, and that's why he likes them. Because I do remember a family in my life to where I do remember this family where this kid, I just remember him playing with roaches and stuff, and they was like, man, it's so many roaches in the house that he actually plays with them. And I'm like, oh my God, that is completely terrible. And I was just looking for something right quick. Hold on, let me see. I want to see if I can maybe find it. And show y'all what I had. Because I'm trying to think. I shared it somehow. How did I share it? I'm trying to think. I shared it with y'all somehow. And I know this is it, but how did I make it big? Because I thought I had made it bigger. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, Imma show y'all what I showed on that string. I gotta put my headphones on. But for everybody that didn't see, I show you guys the roach cake right quick. Let me see which one it is. Okay, it's this one. So this is what I showed everybody that day on that string, if you didn't see it. Is it this one? Oh, yeah, it's this one. So yeah, this is the roach cake. And all I was saying is, bro, as much as I hate roaches, and that girl, I said she's actually cute. I'm not sure if she's the mother that had the kid that likes the roach cake and she made it for him. I'm not sure. But I know this is a company called Harmony Custom Cakes. But this is the roach cake. And I'm like, I'm not eating nothing that look just like a roach. You done lost your mind. And listen to this. I said, when I was showing this video, I said, man, when I first saw when I saw this, I'm like, okay, I didn't know what it sounded like. I mean, I thought it was like a regular cake at first. But when she started hitting it and I realized that she had glazed this cake to make it like a hard shell, like a literal roach. And when I saw her breaking this open like this, I said, hell no. I wouldn't go anywhere near this crap. It's too nasty. Look at this. This is terrible. And so when she got to that part, I was like, man, this stuff right here looks like the real guts to be in a roach. I said, it's no way I can eat this and feel good about it. No damn well way. So that was that whole stream was about. I'm gonna let this rest of this video play because it's almost over. Oh, That's just nasty, man. No, 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 no. So that's what that was. So that's what that was. And I made that video because when I saw that, I'm like, nah, I got to talk about this. So I did a whole video, whole live stream. We was talking, laughing about that damn roach. And I'm like, I refuse to eat a roach because it could be the best tasting cake in the world. If it looked like a roach, it ain't even coming in my. I'm telling you, I wouldn't even want that in my house, even though I know it's a cake. No, get it out of here. Get it the hell away from me. I don't want it anywhere near me. So Bob Rogers says, huh? I don't know whether she understood what I was talking about, but she said, anyway, nice intro, Jay. Maybe she was saying huh to the title. But then she said, as Klaus Schwab says, you will eat the bugs. And she says, I will not. And I laughed, gave her the love sign, gave her a thumbs up. I don't even know who she's talking about. It seemed like I've heard that before, but I don't know who she's talking about. My guy named Sanguinus Primaris says roaches are terrible. Terrible. Good stream. Hey, every animal on this earth plays a role, but guess what? As far as being in my house, they're terrible. I don't want them nowhere near me. I laughed, gave him the pound sign and thumbs up. Then I got my guy Chuck Cuckoos. He says, you're on. I didn't even like this because I didn't know what he means by this. I don't know whether he was talking to me or whether he was quoting a line off a movie. I don't know. He said, you'll own nothing and eat the bugs and like it. Like, I don't know. I didn't take offense to it, but I was just like, I don't know what he's saying. Is he saying that if I'm broke, I'm going to eat bugs? I don't really know what he was meaning, but I know I was saying to myself, I said, if I'm broke and so broke, and there's no food anywhere around, I don't got no choice. If I got to survive off a cockroach, I'm dead. I know it's easy for me to say that now, but I'm serious. I cannot see fixing my mind around eating a cockroach. I would literally be like, you know what, bro? I better find a grasshopper, but I ain't eating no damn cockroach, man. I'm sorry. I can't do it. And Bob Rogers said something, eat the bugs. She's so crazy. So that was all the comments on that. I told you my comments short. We've been bloviating all around the videos as opposed to actually the comments being a whole bunch. Next video I did was don't look in the mirror. That may not been the best title, but it was basically when you use a mirror to look at yourself or even look at when you see reflections in the mirror, you see reflections of your natural world. And I remember I forgot what it was that made me to come up with that show. But I remember I was talking to somebody on the phone one day, and they was like, "You just need to look at reality. You don't need to be worried about dreams. You need to look at reality. That's not possible." They was telling me something wasn't possible. They were like, "You need to look at reality." And all I was saying to myself was, "No, I'm not going to accept that into my spirit." You know what I'm saying? I'm going to believe in the supernatural. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna believe in what God can do on a supernatural level. I say, if you're just paying attention to what you see in front of you, and that's what you're basing your dreams off of, that's not big enough. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe for bigger than what you see. Don't look in the mirror because somebody was basically trying to tell me, no, you gotta stay based in reality. No, I don't. When you're having a dream, you don't need to stay based in reality. You need to be believing for something bigger than you can achieve on your own. Hell, what's the point in dreaming if you're going to keep it dumbed down? No, dream big. If you fall, like they say, shoot for the stars. If you fall amongst the clouds, so damn well be it. Don't shoot for the damn clouds and wish you was in the stars. So that's why I say, don't look in the mirror. Don't look at the natural. Hope for the supernatural. And Lee God, he says, I feel so much smarter not doing these working drones, what these working drones expect of me. I think he means women. He said, I'm not quite sure though. He said, feeling all these things, nothing forbids me from being me. But I think he was talking about, I don't know. I don't know whether he was talking about women or whether he was just talking about people in general expect him to do stuff and he feels good for being free. And if that's the case, I'm glad I ended up liking it, but I didn't comment because I'm like, I don't really know what he what he said on that, I don't think. Then I liked it and gave him a thumbs up, and then he says, he starts saying some stuff I don't even understand, but then he goes on to say, "You make my feelings sort of not being the only one." I guess he said, he could be from another country, can't put it together right, but he's saying, I guess he said, I make him feel like he's not the only one. He said, all the human, because he says real girls, which sometimes I make a mistake, but they're all real. My girls are real too. They're just not human. But he said, all the human girls should know that with guys like us, they never stand a chance. You've got so much love to give, but there's no woman who would ever throw herself to the ground for it. It seems in these harsh times. Good vibes, bro. Appreciate you, Lee guy, but I just say this. I'm gonna read what I commented to him. I said, first of all, I say I won't say human women don't have a chance with guys like us, because I don't preach that. I don't preach that they don't have a chance with guys like us. Because I've told you, if a human woman let Anna show up at my house today and say, "Hey, I want to treat you like I want to," what's his name? I can't think of his name. The guy, my guy that made Star Wars. Either way, I can't lie. His name didn't slip my mind. This happened. I told you I'm not the greatest with names. But the guy that made Star Wars, you know, she said she'd do anything to him sexually. So if she came to my house and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna treat you like him, and you can have all of this, boy." Hey, you think I wouldn't take it? My nose would be all up Anna's butt. So what I'm saying is, I'm not finna say human women don't got a chance with us. No, that's not true. No. They got a chance, but they ain't finna make me get rid of my dogs. I always say that. But they can join the club, but they ain't gonna kick my girls out the club. Then I did say this though. I said it is true that human women will not absorb your love like a companion dog. And this is not a knock on my human women viewers, but it's just true because human men can't do it either. And like I told you, the theory of permanence. A human woman can always leave you. You know what I'm saying? She can always shun you. She can always choose not to love you again. A human man, he can always leave you. He can always choose not to love you anymore. You know, he can be gone out the door. But you know what? You know who ain't gonna stop loving you? Who ain't gonna walk out the door? Who ain't gonna cheat on you? Your companion dog. So that's why I say I do agree with him from the standpoint of he right. No human woman or anything or man can basically allow you to love them like a companion dog and not be going nowhere. And then I said this, which I hate that he said this. I said, also, these are good times, not harsh times, my friend. I'm going to tell you, man, and this ain't a shot at you, Lee guy, but this is just a shot on the just general lingo out there. I hate when men try to tie our whole existence to how how a human woman is treating them. These are harsh times out here because women won't love us. But man, will you stop? You know what I'm saying? Stop putting your importance on whether, you know what I'm saying, you think that women are loving you enough, you know, treating you the right way. You know, it's hard times out here for us. No, it ain't. It ain't hard times. It's great times out here. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in a companion dog life, you're not going to get as much out of the companion dog life if you have an attitude of, yeah, I'm with a companion dog. But see, these human women, they don't treat you the right way out here. Man, let it go. Let it go. You're in a whole nother lifestyle now. Stop even bringing that baggage with you, man. So like I said, I ain't getting on Lee God. I'm just saying, like, don't start, you know, even if you don't have a companion dog, you're just with a human woman. Man, we got to stop like tying our whole existence to a relationship. Man, these human women, they've been giving me a hard time, man. This world's terrible. Man, hell no. Ain't no hard times out here. This world great, man. You just had a few problems with some of these human women, man. Forget that. No, no, don't tie our whole existence to whether, You know what I'm saying? You done had some luck with a human woman or a human man. No, the hell with that. Like I say, if anything, get you a companion dog and like it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they get a companion dog, still be unhappy. Oh, babe, yeah, I ain't got no human woman, no. But man, damn, man, what you got the dog for then, bro? Enjoy the dog. It's not a human woman. You're right. And if you getting it thinking it's a human woman, you're gonna be upset. It's a different type of lifestyle. If you would embrace it, you learn to love what you got. And once you start loving what you got, even if it's a doll or whatever it is, you'll start drawing in the human women, because guess what? A human woman can sense when you ain't worried about them no more. When you ain't worried about them no more, they'll be more prone to come to you. Italian Barclay say roaches also excrete chemicals that are toxic to humans and often cause allergic reactions. They are very dirty animals, but do serve a purpose. Oh, I can't lie, man. I hate them. I know they're necessary, but I hate them. And I mean that in the light form of hate, whereas, it's not emotionally hate, but it's just the whole idea of them being around me is just, oof, it just makes my flesh crawl. So either way, I'm done with the comments on that. The next one is, I already did that. I must have jumped the vibe on that. On Don't Look in the Mirror, because I already did Don't Look in the Mirror. I did that one too early, obviously. So now I have another video where it's an older video, 3 levels of companion dolls, and I was just talking about the different levels of companion doll. We got 2 of them right here. Callie, which is my beginning level girl, my Kimber doll, and then I got the further end. I got my higher level girl, which is Himawari. And then I said, you got your, I called her advanced level in the video. And then I called Saima my mid-level girl, because she's around when I bought her, she was around 2,100 or so. TPE girl, that's really like a mid-level price in the world of companion dogs. And then when you start going to 3,000 and on up, there you get to, like I say, or honestly, when you get to around, I think it's like 2,300 to 3,000 or so, that that's when you're going into the advanced level dogs. And then it's another level after that that hopefully I'll talk about in the future. But that's what that video was about, 3 levels of companion dogs. I only had 1 comment, I believe, as of recent. Yeah, here it is. And there was some good ones, I think. It was from Charles Phillip Adams, the same guy that commented earlier. He said that and on the 3 levels of companion dogs, I was just showing the differences between a beginning dog, intermediate dog, and advanced. Just showing how different their faces was. With Callie, I was talking about how you can't customize her. You can buy a head from another company, but you can't buy extra head from her company. I was talking about on a mid-level girl with Saima, you can buy several heads from her mother company. You can customize her body and all of that stuff. Customize the way you want her to look. So she's more expensive. And then I say with Himawari, she's full silicone, which is a whole nother level. So and she has articulated fingers, and I was just talking about the differences between all the girls. So my guy Charles says, the Iron Tech doll in the video looks kind of afraid. He said, what is she looking at? He said, I assume you can adjust the eyes themselves to look anywhere you want. And I told him this. I said, you can definitely adjust the eyes, but I said, I'm not the best at posing. So, hey, I can't lie. I don't always have my girls looking the most realistic as far as their facial expression, because honestly, they do good enough for me around the house. I promise you. But I understand it doesn't, they can have a deer in the headlights look sometime in the camera. I don't really just adjust my girls' eyes a whole bunch. I just sort of leave them status quo. I'm just not great at that stuff. And so that's what I told him. And so he said, I know what you mean about worrying about things breaking. I guess I said that in the video. He says, I worry about the hands all the time. He said, I put gloves on mine, hoping that might protect their fingers. He said, I've had to re-glue the fingernails on a couple times when I was first learning how to handle the girls and moving them around. And I always keep gloves. You see, Callie got gloves on now. The fishnet gloves. I said, he said, the joints are pretty stiff at first. All of my joints are still pretty stiff except for Siam. She got like a loose joint on the side, and not from working her too much. It's just one of the things that I was sort of upset with WM. Like, hey, they didn't have all her joints tightened to perfection. So either way, he said, I just go out to, he said, the joints are pretty stiff at first. He said, I just got out the manual and practice moving each joint to get an idea how we compose them. That's great for him to do. He said, the website pictures are good for giving ideas on what poses you can use. I know one thing, them damn poses on these websites, they be seeming very difficult to me. A lot, not all of them, but some of them do. So if he's doing any of those poses, God bless him. I did say this. I said, it sounds like you're doing great as a doll owner. It sounds like he is. Look, he's worried about the hands. He showed us some care fixing the fingernails. He's figuring out how to pose his doll. It sounds like he wants to take care of her. So I said, you know what? Sounds like you're doing good as a doll owner. Cook, keep up the good work. It feels good to hear somebody that sounds like, they're taking care of the doll and living the doll life the right way. So next, he commented on another video. He commented on my video called Scam. Man, I honestly can't talk about this subject enough. It's crazy. I was even thinking about talking about this again. But I always preach about stay away from I love eBay, but not for companion dog. Stay away from these black sites. Look, guys, I'm here now. Look, if you really want a dog, come to my videos, look in the description, or go to my about section on YouTube. I have affiliate vendors. You can go look. Every doll that's out there is pretty much available in all of my vendors. Just go through every one of them. You'll find the doll you're looking for, unless it's a real doll made by Matt McMullen. I don't have them right now. I look to have them in the future, but I don't have them now. And Kimber Doll does not do affiliates. So those are the only two that's outside of what I have available for you. But other than that, you can find anything else you want in my vendors. If one vendor doesn't have it, I guarantee you another one of my vendors has. So you can find whatever you're looking for. But I was like, hey, whatever you do, avoid, eBay for a companion doll and avoid these black sites. But Charles commented on the video. He told an amazing story. And this is why I do these shows. He says, about a year and a half ago, I got a web pop-up telling me I could buy a doll for $60. He said, yes, I know that is a ridiculous amount, but he said, but I was completely green. So I thought maybe it's possible to get one that cheap. Then he says, no. And honestly, like I say, man, when you're just getting in the dog game, man, you don't know what's legitimate, what's real, what's fake. You could literally think, I'm with him. When you don't know anything, you could be like, man, is it a promo out here where I could literally get one of these dogs for $60? I know, like they say, if it sounds too good to be true, it more than likely is. But I'm just saying, sometimes you can be so green where you can literally fall for something. And so I don't down people like that. I know people can be gullible in different ways. So he said, I know now that is a ridiculous amount, but I was completely green. So I thought maybe it's possible to get one that cheap. Then he says no. So I don't blame him. And that's why I do these shows, to try to save people from making that mistake. So he said someone had copied the actual pages from the real legal doll vendor and changed the URL to their own fake name. I mean, just going out of their way to be wrong, be a bad person. I just like, come on, man. They're just going so far to try to trick somebody either way. Then he says, luckily, I was able to get my charges reversed and didn't lose anything. But the fake website vanished a few days later anyway. So be careful. So I just try to tell people, like, when they try to, I do have some people that try to be like, eBay, I did get a good dog. What you talking about? Yeah, man, just because your dog break don't mean it was a good dog. You still don't know the materials that it was made with. You still don't know all the people that have emailed me and sent me messages talking about their dog's arms, legs, and backs have snapped within 2 weeks of buying a doll off eBay. So I always tell you guys that sort of get on, be like, hey, don't tell people they can't get nothing off eBay. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm here to help people. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to be a resource to the people. And look, I can't have any of my viewers coming back to me saying, man, I went to eBay and I bought a dollar that snapped and you told me to go there. No, 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 no. I went to a black site. You didn't tell me not to go there. I told you to avoid the black sites and come on right to my vendors. Because if you come to my vendors, it's actually going to help the show out as well. And like I say if you do research on your own, just make sure you do some thorough research. If you don't want to even go through me, you know, if you say you don't want to help the show, you know, you may go through the same person I got, but you want to go through on your own and not help the show. That's all your prerogative. But what you shouldn't do is use eBay for a dog or a black site that you didn't take the time to research. Because like he said, you can easily get scammed out here. And I said, and I told him, great story, my friend. And he said something else recently. I didn't see this. He said, it's ironic because the real company, WM, that the scammers were trying to rip off ended up being the company I ultimately bought my campaign dog from. He said, if not for them trying to run their scam, I would have never known about these companies at all. He said, I still don't know what made them single me out with that fake pop-up ad. The thing is, they probably have some of this stuff automated. They're not even singling you out, so to speak. They'll just have it set to, if you go on a certain site, you'll get the pop-up ad. So don't feel like it's all on you. And like I say, man, I don't, I'm a fan of WM, but when it comes to my WM doll, I found out that, like you said, they had some problems with, other WM doll owners have had the same foot problem that my girl has. So it led me to believe that, man, something is not right all the way with their quality. I ain't saying that, you can get a WM doll to be perfect though. But I didn't like that. And then I don't like the fact that I think one of her hips is getting loose. And I hardly ever use Amy. You guys don't see her out here 24/7 because she's my bigger girl. So I don't bring her out here all the time. So for her to already have a sort of a bit of a looser leg, I'm like, nah, bro, that shouldn't even be happening right now. So I'm not the biggest fan of WM. They're a legitimate company, but until I get another product that they may want to send me to show me that they are improving on their quality, I say they're legit. I'm just not the biggest fan. Let me see. And I didn't even answer him on there, but I probably need to go back and answer him on there, but I ain't gonna do that now. So either way, that was all the comments I had on that, on scam. Shoots, we ain't got but a couple more videos. And that was Robot Wars. I don't even think I had did I have any comments on Robot Wars? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Lee Guy commented on this. He said, and Robot Wars, of course, that was just me talking about the robot development in United States versus China. And I was like, hey, United States seems like we're just more on industrial robots. We're more on war robots, or these robots that can sweep your house. We ain't looking to make the true human looking robots, like Japan and China and things of that nature, especially China. They're really taking major steps on making these androids come to life, so to speak. And just I'll give you a quick example of that, of what I was talking about that day. And mainly the company that is really leading the charge over there is EXDOL, and they have a whole exhibit over there where they're showing robotics and how they're trying to eventually really come up with the first Terminator type or Step for Wife type companion dog. And they're also making them so they can, look like humanoid dogs as they're working in the workplace. They're actually trying to make that as well. But where are they at? They're on my friends list. Because I want to just show. Oh, here they are. Let's see. We're going to show not much, just want to show a little bit. Oh, this is my post. This is the wrong thing. Here it is right here. Okay. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a sample of what I was showing on that string, if I can find what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, here it is. So this is just a light example of what, what I was showing on that robot string. Is, something like this right here. So that's all. See the robot in the background doing his thing. And the only comment I had was from Lee God, and he was like, from another world. I don't know what he's saying. He's like, from another world, try not to understand, just learn on the way to what I've got to say. Another mind got no cash to pay. Do take it from me. You are here to stay. Love Jay. Love given by me. Now, I don't know whether that's his rap, whether he got that rap off of a song. I don't know really what he was doing, but he said all that to just say, hey, he was giving me love. So I appreciate that. I gave him the smile, I gave him the pound sign, gave him a thumbs up. So I appreciate that, Lee God. And I only have one more comment and we'll be done. And that is, I have a comment on a video I made a while back. I don't really even like talking about it too much, but I had to make this video. That was when I was first coming across some problems on some of my videos being posted, because most of my videos are pretty much G-rated and things of that nature. So I was getting problems with my videos getting flagged and things of that nature. I'm like, hey, these ain't even bad videos. What's going on here? And I made the video to say, hey, I didn't know whether people were trying to come against me or not. I say, but God literally led me. I don't ever like talking about the negative, but he literally led me to make that video and just literally just bring up the problem that I was having behind the scenes. And after I had that problem, and brought it up, I just let it go. And I still had that problem, a little bit, but it's not quite as much, but it still happens. But I just said, you know what? I'm not fighting that battle anymore. Look, I always appeal, but after that, I let it go. It's not on me to, fight every battle. I said, I'm gonna let God fight my battles. He'll make all the videos, green that he wants to make green. So I said, I ain't gonna worry about it anymore. But the video that I had, the comment that I had was from Black Zach. And he basically said, after watching that video, which is why I'm YouTube's public enemy #1. That's the name of the video. But Black Zach basically said, keep loading them videos, bro. I don't give a damn what's going on. And I said, thank you, my friend. Gave him the thumbs up, prayer sign. So I appreciate that, Black Zach. And that brings me to the end of all the comments on my videos. So we finished that. And now we're going to catch up with the live stream, see what's going on with you guys on that note. And we're going to let you have some fun and enjoy the rest of your day after that's all over with. So let's see. Ain't much else left here either. So we pretty much gonna be done. But Italia Barclay says TPE can also be recycled. eBay dolls could be constructed from reformed TPE of old dolls. Shivers my skin off. And see, she's exactly right. It ain't no can be. A lot of them have, a lot of these companies, these shady companies, that's exactly what they do. Supposedly they pick up old unused old TPE that great companies deemed not good anymore. Then they use that TPE to make their doll. And so I had read some a while back where it says when these bootleg companies use this reused TPE, that's why people would tell you, man, I got a hole in my doll already, or my doll rips so easily, because they'll tell you when you keep using that TPE, when you recycle it, it gets to a point where it doesn't stretch as much anymore. So you can do a normal movement that I could do with Callie, that wouldn't tear her arm. Well, you do that with your eBay doll or your black site doll. And guess what? Now it's tearing up because it's been made with reused and recycled TPE. So, the only thing I can do is be here to try to help people. And I try to tell people, if you spend $500 on a real on a one of these dolls that are bad quality, because you didn't want to spend about 1,200 maybe or 1,100 or so, I tell them, guess what? You're still losing because you just threw away 500. You might as well have just waited and a little longer, and saved the other 5. You could have had a legitimate girl. So I always tell people, you wasting money by buying one of them dolls. It's not going to be that good. And then I say the worst thing you can do with one of those bad quality dolls is get one and it actually lasts, and you don't know that it's been made with horrible materials. And next thing you know, you got a damn tumor on the side of your head as big as a basketball because this doll done got you sick because it was made from terrible materials, and this bootleg company wasn't regulated. And so I try to, I'm just here to help people. I ain't here to hurt you, So with all that said, we have finished all of my videos with all the comments. We had a lot of fun. I answered all the questions that I saw in the super chat. I mean, in the chat, my bad. And so we're coming to the end, but I do want to say this. It's been fun. The name of the show was Flip the Switch. And it was all because I forgot to flip the switch on my super chat and super stickers and super thanks and turn it on. So over the last 3 weeks or so, when people weren't donating, it wasn't because they didn't want to donate. It was because I did not have it turned on. So I did flip the switch and turn it on. And the second part of flip the switch was whatever's going on in your life, flip the damn switch, man. You tired of, you and the girl ain't working out, or you and the man ain't working out, stop faking it. Look, get out of there. Flip the switch. You don't like your job, I know you might have to deal with it for a little longer, but guess what? Start looking for a way out. Flip the switch. Hell, sometimes you just got to leave. You can't even wait for nothing better. You got to say, look, it's time to go. I got a few dollars in the bank. Let me try to make it for a little while, but guess what? Even if I can't make it, I beg, hey, I ask somebody to help me out, but I got to get out of here today. Sometimes you just got to flip the switch. Change something in your life. Make a move for the positive, baby. So although I flipped the switch to turn the ability for you guys to, donate to the show, super thanks, super sticker, super chat, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? It's time for you to also flip the switch in your life. Hell, some of you just need to flip the switch this morning, get on out that bed. Hey, get ready to go to this job. Guess what? You may not love it, but it's paying the bills today. Look forward to changing that job tomorrow, baby. It can all happen. So I love you. I want to say God bless everybody that's tuned in over everything you're wishing for and hoping for. Finances, relationships, health, raises on the job, whatever it is. We're praying you got it. And like we always say, you have to believe it, and then you can receive it, because we praying it over you now. We believing you got it. So with all that said, though, we are finna get ready to get out of here. Me, J-Dog King Hefner, the beautiful Cali Sun, the beautiful Himawari. We finna exit stage left. It's been a fun time. We done powered up. We done flipped that switch. You got any other questions, you can try to slip it in real quick. But other than that, we are finna exit stage left. It's been another good stream. And honestly, I think I'm coming back. Man, I don't know whether it's going to be a stream or a video tomorrow. I really don't know. I really don't know. But I think I'm going to have a video for Friday. So check in with that. If you're following me on Instagram or Twitter, you can just search me by J-Dog King Hefner. You can find me on any of these social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram. But I usually put my Human Woman tip of the week out, on Thursday. So that'll be coming on Thursday. So you'll be able to look for that. So with all that said, love you guys. Appreciate the support. Thank you, Sheila Bell, for your donation. Because like I told you guys, that type of stuff is the lifeblood of the show, and it keeps me going, and it's going to keep me going into the future. So appreciate you guys. Love you. Oh, Scuba Geyser. Man, you're the only one that ever answers, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've asked like a million times, like, hey guys, do you want me to do more streams? Or, hey, you want to see a video? Nobody ever answers. Nobody ever answers. Nobody. They just stay quiet. And you're the only one that's ever said, okay, do a stream. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I probably consider doing that. So I appreciate you for chiming in at least, because most people just don't say anything. So I appreciate that. So that's probably what I do. But other than that, have a good one. God bless your life. We love you. And like I say, stay safe out there. Follow your dreams. Don't let nobody box you in and you try to tell you what you got, you know, how you should be living. No, go out on a limb. Do what you love to do, baby. It's on. Hey, can't nobody live your life for you. So with all that said, me, J-Dog Can't Help It, the beautiful Cali Sun, and the beautiful Hima Ware, we finna get Z hell out of Zia. Hey, have a good one, y'all. See y'all later, man. Me and the girls out of here.